come in a little bit lower than what we had over the weekend. And we know cedar season, it has begun. But how bad will it be? Rich Siegel takes a closer look at our cedar forecast and what experts say you can do to prepare.
This is the time of the year many look forward to for the holiday get-togethers and cheer. However, for many, it's not the best time of the year for one reason. The dreaded cedar season has arrived. Dr. Mery is an allergist and immunologist. He says the change in weather can affect the trees and their pollination.
I would suspect generally when we have a drought, these are such vigorous trees that the reflex in nature is to pollinate more.
Dr. Mery says there are ways to help lessen your suffering.
Over-counter medications that can be helpful are your antihistamine class, your nasal steroid class. There's also nasal antihistamine classes. And then, of course, drops for your eyes.
But these don't always solve the problem. If too bad, you should see an allergist so they can
ascertain, one, symptom severity, what organ systems are involved, and then we would come up with data gathering plan to determine what the sensitivities are, and then we would come up with a treatment plan.
Sinus infections are one of several problems a cedar sufferer faces. In addition,
skin issues can often be an issue, eczema and things of that nature. And you can also get atopic conjunctivitis or eye swelling, eye itching.
Asthma is another common issue. If severe enough, it can lead to hospitalization. Dr. Mery also believes one of the best ways to combat cedar fever is to do year-round maintenance of immunotherapy.
We're giving you purified cedar pollen back into your body to downregulate that immune response. To maintain it is an annual, it's a monthly regimen.
And if you forget to do your maintenance?
A lot of times there are prescription medicines that are a little bit more effective than the over-the-counter remedies.
Rich Siegel, KXAN News. It was very interesting interviewing him a few weeks ago, and he didn't want to actually commit to whether the season would be bad, but we know, I mean, history tells us that we're going to have a few days coming up here between now and let's say the end of January, where we'll have cedar counts in 4 and 5 figures. We know it's going to happen because it's happened every year in the past.
Oh, for sure. And they're usually triggered by cold fronts. Cold front we had over the weekend, which was the dry cold front, was responsible for the spike. But we want the cold fronts like we'll see on Friday that's wet, and it washes all of that pollen out of the air. So Friday's cold front, good. Saturday's cold front, not so good.
Yeah. We expected the count did go up, so it was nice when you showed, by the way, this morning that the pollen count for cedar went down.
It's a win.
Hooray for us. All right, let's check traffic for you here. We start out with a live look at I-35 southbound at Taft. Sun coming up here in about